Well, it's a rare Monday night home game, but the Hurricanes taking on Northwest Division Vancouver. 2 periods of play in the books, and it's time now for another edition of Caton's Corner, where you make the show what it is with your lucid questions. Just send your question along, anything you might want to know about hockey, whether you're a new fan or a veteran fan, to Chuck K, Chuck and the letter K at CarolinaHurricanes.com. That's Chuck K at CarolinaHurricanes.com. Give us your full name, where you're emailing from, and a good question about hockey, whether it be about the history of the game, maybe rules interpretations, anything about the Hurricanes in particular, the National Hockey League in general, and we'll try to answer your question on a future second intermission, as we will for Scott Wetzel of Raleigh tonight, who says he's been a lifelong hockey fan, and he wants to know my opinion on something that drives him crazy. It's the coincidental minors for handing out a penalty and an unsportsmanlike diving penalty. In other words, when there's an infraction and a diving penalty, he says it just seems to me that either you have a penalty or you have a dive, and I don't understand that philosophy of calling both. Well, Scott, that's you and me both, and now there's some latitude to only calling one. With the insertion of that penalty in the books several years ago, there used to be an infraction, and if there was embellishment, the referee had the latitude of calling a dive and the infraction, if he felt the infraction was warranted. Well, sometimes if you, diving in kind of infers embellishment, it kind of infers crying wolf and not being fouled, and that certainly is a possibility. And the NHL now recognizes that, and you can have a singular diving penalty now, but you can also have both. If you try to show up an official, you're still going to get a diving penalty when you're legitimately hooked or held or interfered with. And if you go into some histrionic craze and some kind of a wild seizure type of embellishment, which players really today ought to be embarrassed about if they do try that, and you see fewer and fewer doing that. You get tabbed for a couple of diving penalties, and then you're going to get a foul and a suspension and a fine, and you're going to be singled out. So no player wants that. That's also, a part of the rule book. I get choked up when I think about these things. You really don't need that in a game. You really don't need players making idiots out of themselves with that kind of behavior. So you're going to be fined for it. There's a couple of years of that since the collective bargaining agreement and the lockout. They've added that rule, so but they still have that penalty. You have a situation in which both still can be called if the referee feels that there was a legitimate infraction. But he also now has the latitude of calling a lone diving penalty. So thank you very much, Scott, for your question. It's bothered me as well. I've always been one of those squeaky wheels, so to speak, to call the NHL office and the director of officiating, the director of hockey operations, first of all, Coley Campbell, and then director of officiating now, Stephen Walkham, and ask about that. And, of course, they are at the behest and they are at the mercy, really, of the Board of Governors and the general managers and now the championship committee, the rules committee, the competition committee, I guess it's officially called, which is made up of players and management people and coaches. And so those people are the ones that kind of look at the rule book, look at situations that happen on the ice, and make some of their suggestions on how to change and tweak the rule book. And one of the good tweaks was that you can now call a lone unsportsmanlike conduct penalty for diving without having the infraction. And we've seen it sporadically. I don't know if I remember seeing it in any of the preseason games for the Hurricanes, but I know toward the end of last year is when they put the rule in last year, and we saw some single diving penalties given out by some officials too. So good question for Scott Wetzel, and we appreciate your input here in Caton's Corner, and we'll answer your question on a future second intermission. All you have to do, send your question along with your full name and where you're emailing from to Chuck K, Chuck and the letter K, at CarolinaHurricanes.com. You can reach us through the internet, either Chuck K at CarolinaHurricanes.com, or the next time you peruse the Hurricane website of CarolinaHurricanes.com, go to Multimedia, click on the Caton's Corner icon, and you can submit your question that way as well. We'll do it again when the Buffalo Sabres come in, the second game of the three-game homestand for the Canes on Wednesday night for another edition of Caton's Corner. I'm Chuck Caton.